Hello everybody, I am Corvus Bruxo Luggenikos and this is Studying Our Solitary, and this week we're talking about tattoos and spirituality, and I'm not expert in the topic so I won't make this long, but saying that of course I acknowledge that historically tattoos and spirituality has been like massively linked to each other. And probably a spiritual use of tattooing has been the first use of tattoos before it was seen as an artistic form of expression. And this is seen through different cultures, which these cultures had religions of their own that were their native expressions of spirituality and mythology and their relationship with the divine. There was like a corpse of a woman, probably a shaman woman, in, where was it? Russia? I can't remember, but the corpse had like thousands of years and she still had ink from her tattoos like in her bones, her thousands of years old bones. So we are to assume that tattooing was a pretty widespread way to express spiritual events or spiritual identities. And with spiritual identities, I also mean cultural and tribal identities, because all these things were all interconnected, since they weren't. Sorry about the car noises outside. Sorry. Since there weren't like this diversity of culture, customs, traditions, religions, etc., from which you can pick and they can intertwine or mix or vary from generation to generation. Culture, customs, tribe, all that determined your vision of spirituality pretty much. So, sorry, having a tattoo for cultural, tribal reasons also had a spiritual significance to your religious approach and to your afterlife of any kind that it was in your culture. Now, do I have tattoos? Yes, I have only 2 tattoos. I want to have more tattoos in the future, but I'm a little bit afraid of inking my skin, because I'm kind of stepping in the world of theater and this could endanger my attempt to get a role, more than the fact that I'm starting to try this past 30 years old, because I'm 31 and going to 32, and I have never studied anything like this, and I have never did anything like this, like large scale professionally. I have done some short films that were like locally funded and stuff like that, but yeah. And I would like to have a bunch of different tattoos with different spiritual and cultural meanings, but I'm unsure about doing it right now. I think I'll wait a little bit longer until I decide how my life is going to be in the next years. But I have this tattoo. I hope you can see it well. I did this one when I was 16 years old. My parents had to actually sign a permission form for the tattoo artist, and this was something that I did because I was obsessed with Egypt when I was a child. Actually, one of my 16 birthday gifts was a travel with my parents to Egypt for a week, and when we returned, and they also gave me this as a gift, and I actually took it from the keyboard player of Théâtre des Vampires. It's a gothic metal band or so, and I saw it and I fell in love with it, so I wanted it. And also I loved Egypt, so it was perfect. Am I in love with Egypt? Oh my god, the fucking neighbors' kids are playing soccer again in front of my window. I'm gonna kill them. Okay, I apologize for that too, but I want to finish this right now. So now I'm not obsessed with Egypt and I don't practice anything Egyptian at all, but do I regret the tattoo? Not at all. And I will not regret any of the tattoos that I make, because even if I change my mind, I change my religion, I change my ideas or my cosmovision, it will still be a sign of how I was when I inked my skin that way. So this represents what actually led me to pagan polytheism. This started with an interest in Egyptian polytheism, and Egyptian polytheism made me feel interested in Greek polytheism, and then I came to realize that the Roman culture was way more influential than Greek culture in my country, culturally speaking, as their heritage to our current culture. So I started to be interested in Roman polytheism, and this led to Celtic polytheism. This is super important to me, even though I am absolutely uninterested in Egypt by now. My other tattoo is this one. And what is this one? This one is basically a triskelion. It's a triskelion, but with a design that is only found in a certain region of Spain and Portugal. So in past times, these regions were distributed differently, but now in the areas of what would be West Asturias, northwestern Leon, and also Galicia, whole Galicia, and northern Portugal, in those areas you can find this design of a triskelion. It was found, for example, in ritual saunas. Although it is particular from that region, like it's very regional, it is unique to the Iberian Peninsula. You can find this design outside of the Iberian Peninsula. Actually, you don't find this outside of that region, historically speaking, but it has become a symbol of Celtic Iberian identity to some degree, even outside of its historical region, for how unique it is. So this is something that I tattooed, and I absolutely no regret, because I'm still a Celtic Iberian polytheist, and this was actually the symbol of the religious group that I was in. That group was dissolved, so it doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. These are my two tattoos, and just as a curiosity to what a spiritual experience of ink or tattoo can be, there is a Spanish tattoo artist. I can't remember his name right now. He has like this strange nickname, but I will put in the description box the link to his page or to his website. And he's pretty interesting because, for what I've read, he learned to make like these Maori inspired tattoos, and he also learned the Maori technique, you know, like I don't know the name of the technique in Spanish, let alone in English, but this one that you go like hammering a little needle that it's not like a modern needle, and you go tattooing, and it's pretty painful apparently, But this is, archaeologists agree that most of the ancient techniques of tattooing around the world would be similar to this, because these were the tools that they had at hand. So this is like the most genuinely ancient technique that we can find nowadays. So this guy knows how to do this, and this guy knows how to tattoo with a modern inking machine. And what he does is he interviews you, and he has learned about all these Iberian and Celtic Iberian patterns in pottery and stuff that we're not sure what they mean, if they mean anything, but he kinds of channels and interpret in a way to make amazing tattoos. So he combines this technique, this Maori technique, and their patterns, their tribal patterns, with the tribal patterns that we find in Iberian and Celtic Iberian pottery, and their animal shapes that they appear on them. And he interviews you and tries to make a personal tattoo. So he tries to guess what you wanna, why you wanna have a tattoo, if it is to overcome a traumatic event, or to remark that you reached to a higher goal, or whatever. And he then comes to select and slightly change these tribal patterns and select animal figures that may symbolize that or whatever, and he designs a tattoo for you symbolizing that you want. It is amazing, and I am actually wanted to get a tattoo from that person. The designs are astonishing, and it's not only the spiritual significance which is incredible, it's the spiritual process that you have to go through since you decided you want a tattoo from this artist, to the channeling, the design, the interview, the spiritual process, the shadow work that you maybe have to do through these interviews until he gives you his proposal of a design and you accept or not, and you do it. It's something like that. Maybe I am mistaken on some details, but for what I read, it is that what he does, and it's amazing, and I would absolutely love to get a tattoo like that. I think that would be an amazing experience, and we'll also end up with a culturally, historically and spiritually charged tattoo as well. So the links, any links that I find, like Facebook pages, websites, whatever, in the description box, and the name will be there as well, because I have forgotten, I'm sorry. And yeah, I'm rambling way too much as always. This always happens, I'm sorry about that, but I hope that at least what I said was somewhat interesting to you and that you enjoyed the video or not. I hope that you do, because that's why I'm here. So that's it. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. And tell me what you think about your tattoos, spiritual tattoos, if you have any, if you would get a tattoo from this spiritual tattoo artist that I told you about. Tell me your thoughts, please. That's it. I'm gonna go have lunch. Thanks for watching, and we'll see each other next Wednesday. Bye.